Hi guys, welcome back to Simple and Healthy Mama. I'm Kate, and today we are going to talk about the one back to school task that I bet you forgot. I can almost guarantee that you didn't know or realize you needed to do this. Do you make your kids buckle up when they ride in a car? Of course you do. Why? Because you want them to be safe. But have you talked to your child's teacher or caregiver about preventing childhood sexual abuse? No? You haven't? But you want them to be safe, right? All right, I know. This is a topic people don't want to talk about. They don't even want to think about it. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. The statistics are actually staggering and horrifying when you look into them. One statistic that you might already be familiar with is that it is more common for a child to be sexually abused by someone they know than by a complete stranger. So we need to take that information and turn it into action that we can use to help protect our children. It is our job to be proactive in preventing childhood sexual abuse. Now, I do need to have a little disclaimer here. I am not an expert on this. I am not trained in this. I did go to one workshop years ago that was absolutely fabulous where I learned a lot of this stuff, and the most useful parenting information, class, or advice I have gotten anywhere. That workshop was hosted by Feather Burkauer. She and her partner wrote this book, Off Limits. I'll post a link down below in case you want to check that out. I highly recommend it. She also does workshops online. This is not sponsored. Again, I don't have enough subscribers or views to be sponsored. So if you want to help me out, go ahead and hit like down below and subscribe while we're here. All right. So anyway, I went to this workshop. It was absolutely fabulous. You can also check out the book, but I also follow them on Facebook, and I follow the Mama Bear Effect that has similar content and great tips on helping you learn how to prevent childhood sexual abuse. So let's talk about what you forgot to do with back to school. I think most kids around the country are back to school now, and I am going to pretty much guarantee that you didn't talk to your child's teacher or caregiver about preventing childhood sexual abuse. You didn't, did you? Did you? If you did, I'm so proud of you. So you're already on it, which is great. And this year, things looked a little bit differently. I did have my husband go to the open houses and meet the teachers with both of our kids, and only one parent was allowed to do that. So I didn't get the opportunity to meet the teachers before school started. So I actually sent this information in an email, and I did tell my husband, I think I forgot to remind him when he went to the first one, and then he forgot at the second one because it's a lot going on. But traditionally, I have talked to the teachers about this at open house or the first time I get to meet them. This year, I sent it in an email. So I sent little responses to their welcome to our class emails. I said, oh, here's a little bit about our kid, here's a little bit about our family, and then put some important things in here. So what I said to our daughter's teacher, she has a male teacher for the first time this year, and it's not assuming that he's going to do anything out of line, but it is letting him know. I don't even know why I said that he's a male teacher, you guys. Does it make him more likely to abuse? Anyway, here's what I said. Lastly, we have body safety rules in our house that probably sound pretty familiar to you, because I want him to think that like he should know this, and if he doesn't, maybe he'll be like, oh, I should probably know this. But include things like you are the boss of your own body. We've taught her to ask for permission before giving hugs, and that she gets to choose who touches her and how. So this is teaching consent in both directions, right? So when our daughter was little, she would come on a little strong sometimes, and she just loves everybody and wants to be everybody's friend. She still does. She's very, very social. But we did need to teach her to read people's body language, like other toddlers who couldn't talk yet, or to ask, do you want a hug? And then listen to them and watch their body language to see if it was okay, to see if she had consent. This also teaches her that it goes both ways. So you are the boss of your own body. Ask for permission before you give hugs to others, and you get to choose who touches you and how. We've basically been teaching consent from birth for both our son and our daughter because we believe it's that important. We don't keep secrets in our family. That's another big one. That's a good rule to have in your family when you have young kids. Obviously, it gets a little more into gray area when they're older. They're not forced to tell you every single thing about their lives, but not keeping secrets can help prevent sexual abuse, because a grooming behavior of abusers is to start with an innocent secret, and then if the kid keeps that secret, like they gave them candy, don't tell your parents I gave you candy, then they build on that to darker secrets. So we don't keep secrets in our family, and she knows she can always tell us or a teacher if she needs help keeping her body safe. So again, trying to bring the teacher in. She can tell us, and I expect her to, and I try and ask my kids regularly, like, anything I should know about at school? Everything going okay? You feeling safe? People being appropriate? Great. But bringing him in, that she might come to you, and feel free then to come to me. Because again, people don't actually want to talk about this stuff. But if anything like this comes up at school, we want to know about it so we can talk about it with our daughter. Then I just said, if you've got any questions about this or ever need to talk, we are always available by phone, email, or text. I included all that at the bottom. I also strategically sent my husband to the back to school open house because he works full-time, sometimes way more than full-time, and so he isn't always able to go to the parent-teacher conference or some of the other stuff that happens during the day. And one thing you can do to protect your child is be involved in their lives and show that you're there. You're going to show up, you're going to be there, you're paying attention. And so sending parents to different things or different family members to different school things can help show that there are people paying attention who care about this child and are involved. So one thing I referenced that I've been meaning to make a video about for ages is our body safety rules. We have had our body safety rules posted on the fridge in public for everyone to see, especially friends and family. Not because we assume or think that any of our friends or family are going to be abusers, but because we know that statistically that is a likely scenario, and that they can help us teach our children how to not put themselves in a situation where they are a target to become a victim. So currently, someone drew what looks like Chutes and Ladders or Candyland on the back. So we have our body safety rules. We have this up on our fridge. And when they were younger, I had slightly different rules written up. You make it age appropriate. So you have the rules that you feel are appropriate for your kids, and you can kind of grow the rules with the children. Right now, for our 6 and 8-year-old, we have the rules: you are the boss of your body. You get to decide who you show affection to and how. We don't have secrets. So when we play with our friends, we keep our clothes on and our door open. No one may touch your private parts except mommy, daddy, or the doctor if you need cleaning or are sick. And finally, no one may take pictures of your private parts or show you theirs or anyone else's. These are things that start to become age appropriate because now our kids are in school. They're not 100% always supervised by an adult that I know very well. And kids do start showing each other their parts. Things happen. Things come up. So just explicitly teaching things that you might have thought were implicit can really help you out here. So we've had those body safety rules in different versions on our fridge since our kids were tiny. And yes, they apply to relatives as well. So we have taught our kids that they deserve to have a right to their own body. And it's actually really good for them to practice with relatives. So when grandma wants to give you a kiss, if you don't want a kiss, you may say no. And what I did to help our kids and our family members learn that, because that is generationally pretty different from how a lot of us were raised, oh, go hug grandma. I tried to introduce it. Grandma and grandpa are leaving. Do you want to give them a hug, a high five, a handshake, a fist bump? And our daughter, as a toddler, would sometimes give a handshake. Seriously, she's that cute. She still is that cute, but she's not a toddler anymore. I guess what I'm trying to let you know is that this might not be something that you want to talk about. It might not be something that anybody wants to talk about or think about, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. And I know you don't want this to happen. The thought of someone abusing my child, any child, puts me over the edge. So we need to do what we can to prevent that. And sending a quick note to your child's teacher or daycare provider or having a quick chat after class really, in the scheme of life, isn't so scary if it means protecting your child from abuse. I know, guys, I got a little serious on you today. Thanks for sticking with me. Thank you so much for staying till the end. If you have questions about this, go ahead and leave them down in the comments. I will try and direct you then to more qualified resources than myself. I think this is worth getting a little uncomfortable. It's not something I ever thought I would be comfortable with. This is the sort of thing that I would like to just stick my head in the sand and pretend doesn't exist, but we can't do that because we have to protect our kids. So let the inner mama bear or papa bear or whatever bear you've got in you come out for this in order to protect the children in your lives. We want to build a community that is supportive of preventing childhood sexual abuse. Of course, things will still happen. You want to talk to your kids about telling an adult, keep telling adults until someone believes them if something does happen. But let's see what we can do to prevent that stuff from happening. And don't worry, I've got more light content coming up, so don't unsubscribe just now. I've got decluttering stuff, more back to school stuff, more parenting things. I've got a lot of things in the work. My kids are, knock on wood, in school right now. Hopefully they will keep going to school. We've already had classes quarantined, so we're just holding our breath until we can get the vaccine, hopefully next month for both of them. I hope you're hanging in there okay. I hope back to school's going all right. We'll see you next time. Until then, you've got this, mamas.